my name is Sarah. Welcome to the It's a Sarah podcast. I will do a proper intro later this video, but I was watching this one and I'm winding a skein into a ball, and I think it needs a little bit of explanation what I'm doing with my mouth because it looks a bit weird. I'm oil pulling. Every morning I try to do that. I put 1 teaspoon with coconut oil in my mouth and I rinse it around, and it looks a bit like this, a bit weird. I had no idea you could see it so good. So it's good for your teeth and your mouth and everything. So now you know what I'm doing. Here I am preparing myself for my daily morning walk. It is quite a bit hard weather to decide what you will put on when you are going outside. In the mornings it's very chilly, very cold, but later the sun is quite strong and it's quite hot. No, not hot. It's quite warm. So I only will put on one woolly layer today, and that's more than enough. Now I'm searching for my scarf, for my shawl. I guess it's on the chair, Sarah. It's on the chair. um, I have no filming of my walk from today because I had other things to do during my walk, but it was a very nice one, and you can see me. You can see me in my Sunday cardigan here. I add a little bit of length, and now it's absolutely perfect. It's my favorite vest. Oh, sorry, favorite cardigan. In Dutch we say vest. I really live in it. Hello, my name is Sarah. Welcome to the It's a Sarah podcast. Today it is Wednesday, February 15th, and this is my February episode, my February filmpje number 15. Yeah. Where shall I start? Yeah, let's start with give you a big thank you again for all your nice and lovely comments on my daily February episodes. I make an episode every day this whole month to share my handwerkperikelen, my crafty adventures, mainly knitting and crochet. That's what I do. Yeah, and February is quite a boring month to me, but not this year. This year it's quite a busy month with making episodes every day. But I must say, I really enjoy it. It doesn't take as much time as I was afraid of. I scheduled some time for it every day between 11 and 3 o'clock. I am allowed to work on these episodes, and I do some knitting and crochet in between. but then it has to be done, and that goes very well. I'm often done earlier, so that's nice. And the rest of the day I can do my own things. So that's quite nice. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And I think it's very for me it's very nice to read. There are other people also enjoying it. So thank you for letting me know that. Let me know that. Thank you for letting me know that. Yeah. I'm drinking tea again. I just finished my coffee in the Dutch episode. I'm coming to you from the Netherlands, so excuse my Dutchy English, but I do this all my episodes, also my regular episodes, in Dutch and in English, and most of the times I do it in Dutch first. They are quite similar, but not always. There are things I only share in my Dutch podcast because they are really Dutch. And there are also things I forgot to tell about in the Dutch podcast. So they are really, they are only here. But the crafting is mostly the same. Yeah. What I told in the Dutch podcast yesterday, this morning, something went wrong yesterday, and in the Dutch podcast, and I was saying, oh, I'm so tired, and I didn't cut it out. I really love unedited parts of chatting, and it's not always working out, but when I started making episodes, I'm quite a perfectionist, and my perfectionism was never satisfied. It was always telling, oh, that's not good enough, that's not good enough. So it worked the best for me to don't do any cutting, because all the silly things I said, all the mistakes I made, just let them in, because that's who you are. And you are absolutely fine as you are. And it felt much better, and it also saves a lot of time when you have to edit all your video and cut out the parts you are not saying the things you want to say, or not looking the way you want to look. Oh, it was not nice to do. So I don't do that. Sometimes I when I make a podcast and I am sitting and I'm starting, I often start 3 times because it's like warming up. But when I'm talking, I am talking. So every now and then I do an episode in which I cut, but I don't like cutting. I don't like editing too much. I really like to put some pictures of a little filming before or after my chatting, but that's it. And I put music on it, under it, and that's it. It has to be as easy as possible, and because all the time I put in editing, I can't knit. When I wasn't a knitter, I would love to make beautiful videos, but I about what? Because then I didn't have my knitting. I won't have my knitting. Yeah. Okay. But what I was saying, I was very tired yesterday. I saw that my face was pale and I was tired, but that had a reason. But it wasn't knitting or crochet related, so I didn't tell about. But it's later I was thinking maybe it's fun to share, because it is about learning something new. I am learning something new, quite out of my comfort zone. Since a few weeks, I'm taking part in a core. Oh, I should have looked this up. As a group which sings. Do you call it a core? In Dutch it is koor. But core means something different in English, I guess. But now let me explain, then you know what I mean. My children are going to a Waldorf school, a Waldorf high school now, because they are teenagers. In the Netherlands you go to a primary school, we call it the basisschool, from 4 years old till about 12 years old. And then you go to the high school, and there you have different levels, and it's a bit some levels takes 4 years, some 5, some 6. So it's a bit which level you follow at high school. Which age you finish high school is, I don't know the word, but which level you follows. I don't know the word, but you know what I mean. So my youngest 2 kids are at the high school, at the Waldorf High School. Our son is also in his last year of high school, but he doesn't go to a Waldorf High School. We have in the city where Liefs, we have several schools, a lot, quite a lot. So you can choose what fits with you, and the girls go there. And they used to go to the primary Waldorf school, and there was a lot of singing. I really love those songs, and I love singing together. And the children, they had a teacher. They sang a lot every day, and it sounds so beautiful. And now and then we had this celebrations during the year, and we all sang together, and I really enjoyed it. But I am not a talented singer, and I don't have to be, but it's about the fun. But it's not. I'm not good at it. But a few weeks ago, they started a group, a corps, for singing for the parents of the Waldorf primary school and high school, and also when you don't have kids at the school, you're welcome too. But it was very nice. It's a nice group, and it's the man who organized it. It's very, very funny and very good, and we sing a lot of nice songs, Waldorf songs, but also other songs. And we do all kind of exercises with our voice and rhythm, but I don't have a good rhythm feeling, and I have no idea how I have to use my voice. So I'm way far out of my comfort zone at those Monday evenings, and I'm singing from my head, but you have to sing from your heart. But I'm only thinking, it's not good. What are you doing? Why aren't you sitting and knitting on the couch in your home? That's safe. Why are you doing something you can't? That little voices in my head all the time. But I think it's good to learn something new now and then. And knitting and crochet is quite in my comfort zone at the moment. So I thought singing is a good... it's good to alternate the things you do. I really want to knit all day and want to crochet all day, but doing something different I think it's healthy. So I'm doing that, but I have to practice how to use my voice, but also to listen. And we do several levels in a song. I don't know, in Dutch we say several stemmen, several parties, and then I am very focused on my own for my group, and then we start singing and it all together, and I completely lost what I have to sing. It's quite a disaster. I'm not the only one struggling, but I do struggle. And then when I come home, first I have to crochet or knit for an hour to feel my peaceful, calm inner self again. To find her. And when I go to sleep, I have all those weird dreams. It's just I think you have to all those experiences out of your comfort zone, they have to get a place in your system again. I always have. When I do something in the late evening, I always have a bit of a restless sleep, but now also. And yeah, I was very tired yesterday, but it was fun. I don't know if I really want enough to be a good singer to go out of my comfort zone every week, but we will try it for a while, and then we'll see. For now, I just only want to knit, but yeah, I enjoy it. I have fun. So let's go to the knitting. The reason I shared it is because I think it's good when you feel when you are learning something new and you really also feel that you don't want to go there. Oh, you can't do it, don't go there. Go to a safe, go to something safe, and go to something in your comfort zone. That's what I'm really feeling when I am singing. But I also felt it when I started knitting and when I started crocheting. I really felt, oh, you can do this. Go reading a book. You can read a book, and it's not fun. Doing new things is not fun. There's a very strong voice in me telling me that. But when I use my willpower and do invest time and energy in learning something new, when you can do it, it's such fun. It's such, when I started learning knitting, oh, it was awful. I hated it. I couldn't get it. It didn't work out, but I really want to learn it, and now I'm enjoying it, and it gives me energy and fun and so much more. So that's why I think it's good to don't give up too soon. Just try and practice, and then when you can do it, it's so nice and easy. So I have really no idea if there will be a moment I will enjoy singing in a group. I enjoy singing, but I think it's a nice practice to go from your head to your heart. Don't think too much, just enjoy and do your thing, and then it all will flow and you will getting better at something. It's not about being good in singing. It's about enjoying that, and it's about the process. So I really love that those kind of things. So let's go to the knitting, because we are here for the knitting. My Felix cardigan. I want to share my scrappy blankets and some things about them with you, and a little bit about my Felix cardigan, because yesterday I told you about the binding off, and I want to tell you something about that. This is my Felix cardigan now. You can see I've knitted a bit on the sleeve yesterday, and I finished the bind off. When I did the bind off, I told you that I would use a bigger needle and I would bind off in pattern. I did, and I did bind off with my bigger needle, with my 5mm needle, but it was too tight. I don't love it when there's not enough stretch. It was too soon, too tight. So I ripped it out again. I made a little, I filmed it a bit, but I didn't, it was yesterday afternoon. I was also cooking, and it's a bit dangerous when I started knitting or crochet while I'm cooking. I'm not a very talented cooker. I just don't like it enough. I can cook dinner, that's not a problem, but I prefer knitting. So when I'm knitting while I'm cooking, it doesn't go doesn't go well always. I don't know how you say it in English, but when you forget your dinner, then it's when your dinner is getting black and roasted, dark roasted, is that how you say it? When I am losing my attention to cooking because I'm knitting, we have dark roasted dinner, and my husband and children don't always know this, because I can fix it always, but it's not what we want. So yesterday I was ripping out the bind off, and I filmed it a bit. I wanted to show you that ripping out isn't exciting. You can just travel the stitches back to your needle, and I do that messy often, because when I'm ripping out and the stitch is dropping, I just pick up the stitch and the dropped stitch, and the stitches are twisted, and when I am knitting I fix it. So I put them back on my 5mm needles instead of my 3.75, and then I bound off with a 6mm needle, and now it's okay. I did exactly the same thing, bind off in pattern, but on bigger needles, and now it has enough stretch, so I'm satisfied now. And then the sleeve. They are quite fitted and I love it. When you pick up the sleeves, you always have the stitches you have on hold, you put it back on your needle, and then you pick up the stitches here, and you always have those armhole holes, armhole holes. I know there are several tutorials for them, and I followed one a while ago, but the result wasn't really making me happy. I always pick up extra stitches and then knit them together. And when there is a hole, I fix it with my yarn end at the end. And it's maybe it's a bit messy, but it's absolutely fine for me. But something went wrong yesterday. I don't know really what, because the armholes are looking fine. I picked up extra stitches and knit two together and slip slip knit, so they are fine. But I have some weird holes here, and I thought, is this a lace part? But it isn't. So I'm not quite sure what I was doing. I think it was just a bit of a loose stitch, and I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, of course you can. It was a bit of a loose stitch, and then I tucked it on it, and now it's even getting worse, but I'm not sure why it's looking as it looks. So yeah, something went wrong. But what I will do when I turn it inside out at the back, I can tuck, and I have this little thing, and I will secure it with my yarn end, and I will fix it so it looks nice and easy. But I'm not really sure what was happening there. And I of course I could rip out and start over again, but there was no way I would do that. It is a bit here, so I don't think you can see it very good. And otherwise, I've learned to duplicate stitch. Just when it's very messy, I can duplicate over it. I realize now. So I'm here. I always use. I really love knitting sleeves because it's quite. I knit a magic loop, and I always love my stitch marker administration. At the first stitch marker, I always put all the stitch markers, so I exactly know every time I have to do a decrease round and how many decrease rounds are left. One at the moment. I don't know, maybe I'm too far away so you can't see, but I did 1, 2, 3 decreases, and now I have to knit 15 rows for the last one, and then I think I will, I don't know how long I will make the sleeves. I really love long sleeves like this. I really prefer that, but because of this maybe a bit of a spring cardigan, shorter sleeves, I don't know, I'm not sure. I love it when I can wear my sleeves like this, so I can fold them back. But when under my coat, or when I'm cold, I can do them like this. Maybe I will do this sleeve length. I like it. So, really a nice knitting work. I will work on that later today. And then my scrappy blankets. I have 2 knitted scrappy blankets. I showed you my northeasterly last weekend. This is really my memory blanket. I really love it. It is, there were some questions. This is the northeasterly blanket, a pattern by Skenian. I absolutely not sure about the pronunciation, but you can find the link to the pattern on Ravelry, on my Ravelry page. In the show notes you can find my Ravelry page, my project page, and you can find all the information about all the things I make, and all the links to the patterns. I knitted a little bit of the banana socks in it, and the banana socks, they are on my niece's feet right now. My mom is there, and she sent me a message and a film, and she said they fit perfectly. They aren't too tight at all, so that was quite nice to hear. I said, how are they fitting? Are they nice? Are they staying at her feet good? And my mom says, my mom is a knitter too, and absolutely a sock knitter too. And she says, it seems the same as our socks on our feet. So that's quite positive. So it's very nice to hear, because when she really loves to wear them, that's the perfect solution for little tiny children feet. growing children feet. So this is, I have to cut the yarn ends. I finished one column and I have to cut the yarn ends, and the most of these I have knitted. I can just cut, and sometimes I forgot to knit them to hold them true, dus then I have to weave in those. And then it's time for the next column. I really love this blanket. It's such fun. I also have the Coziest Memory Blanket. The Coziest Memory Blanket is a pattern by K. Ramper? No, I don't know. Also the link in my Ravelry. I didn't work at this blanket a lot, and I think that's because I knit it on a circular needle, and I don't like holding it that way. There's the postman. I don't think he has something for me. I hope he hasn't. I didn't order. No, it's not for me. I can't buy anything new, so I never receive something, but my family does. I didn't enjoy the working on the circular needle, but now I tried. Oh no, and the reason I didn't try it on DPNs is because I didn't have them. I knit this blanket on 2.25 millimeter needle. I don't have them. In DPNs. That size in DPNs. So when I was organizing my yarn stash, I discovered I did have 2 millimeter DPNs. For one moment I thought, oh, are these 2.25? But no, unfortunately not. So I thought, could I knit it on 2 millimeter needles? But I thought, a blanket on 2 millimeter needles, ooh, that's not good. So I decided I also had 3 millimeter needles, so I tried that. So I picked up the stitches with 3 and it was way too loose. So I didn't rip out, but I picked my 2 millimeter needles. But now I don't get it. My square is very messy. It's also the sock yarn from the banana socks, a scrap, but it's quite messy and much more looser than the other squares. And I was working on this in summer when we were on our holidays. I knitted a square every day, and I was in my English style knitting period. So, and my English style is quite I have a tighter gauge than when I'm knitting continental. So these squares looks quite neat, and these are a bit looser because I started the blanket continental, but this one is really big and loose and ugly, and I don't like it. So I don't know if it's because I'm on the DPNs. I don't understand. But when you're focused on the detail, it won't get better. So I thought, let's make another square. Let's see if it's also with other yarn, if it's also so loose. Maybe I have to go back to my circular needle. I don't know. And then I have to think, what's more important to me, that it looks nice or that it knits nice. And it's just a scrappy blanket. I really love it. Yeah, so I will see. I will try. I will add a square today. And I do have the nice yarn for it. I turned it from a mini skein in a mini ball this morning. This is was gifted to me by Truida. And she was the lady who organizes the day, the Connect Day last weekend. And I helped her a bit, and she gave me a mini skein, a hand-dyed mini skein, natural dyed, by herself in a lovely shade of brown with a little bit of white speckles. You can't see it there, but I will make a square in this blanket, and what's left I will put in my memory blanket. So I have this nice memory of this nice day and this nice lady in my blanket. So I'm looking forward to that, but not this afternoon, because I have a birthday this afternoon with cake and tea. And tonight we have some knitting time. So I wish you a very nice day, and I see you tomorrow.